Welcome to Incredible Idaho. Hi, I'm Margot Hemingway, and my father Jack, who usually hosts this show, is off doing what he does best, enjoying the spectacular mountains and rivers of Idaho. It's a love of the outdoors that he's passed on to all of us. It began in 1939, when my grandfather, Ernest Hemingway, discovered the quiet beauty of the Wood River Valley. A friend of his passed away that fall, and he wrote a poignant dedication that seems to speak to us all of the unmatched splendor of autumn in Idaho. Best of all, he loved the fall, the leaves yellow on the cottonwoods, leaves floating on the trout streams, and above the hills, the high blue windless sky. Now he will be a part of them forever. Ernest Hemingway, 1939. But we Hemingways are not the only ones to fall under the spell of an autumn day in the Wood River Valley. Jay and Frank Robertson also discovered the magic years ago, and they keep coming back year after year to fish the famous trout streams.
I don't know. I think the beauty of the place, the peace and quiet, and then the challenge of trying to catch a fish, you know. And working with the bugs and, you know, sort of paddling around, and it's just so beautiful. It's all so beautiful. I think it's just heaven here. It really is.
This particular part of paradise is known as Silver Creek. It begins below the towering Pioneer Mountains, bubbling up from a series of natural springs on the valley floor. The pools gradually meld, stretching into a serene stream that glides gently past banks rich with marsh grasses and cattails, rustling and whispering in the early autumn breeze. Jay and Frank are floating this peaceful segment of the river courtesy of a private landowner, along with their friend, fishing guide David Glasscock.
He tells me what I'm doing wrong in my casting.
Good, thank you.
And he ties my flies on. He's sort of like a nanny, in a way. Pulls me around in the weeds. It's just wonderful. I tell you, you do so much better with him than without him. It's like from 10% to 100%.
Well, I really enjoy fishing Silver Creek. It's probably one of the best spring creeks in the country. It has provides for great dry fly fishing, and is quite a challenge to fish.
Bad.
It's a challenge that won't easily intimidate Jay. According to her husband Frank, this particular grandmother approaches fly fishing with all the energy and curiosity of one devoted to discovering everything life has to offer.
Of course, Jay has always been enthusiastic about whatever she was doing, and she really enjoys this, and it's something she can have some fun at and do well, which she does. That's correct.
Oh, got it. It's just a baby.
Well, again, it's something that Jay and I can do together, something we enjoy, and the opportunity to be in the outdoors, and it's a challenge.
Maybe.
When you feel like you've done things right and caught a fish, that's pretty exciting.
Frank and Jay began fly fishing in the early 80s. They had returned to Idaho after several years of living in various parts of the country, places that offered very little opportunity to fish. Husband and wife took up the sport together, and now, these days, their camper can be found parked near some of the most spectacular fly fishing streams in the West, and has become their home away from home, complete with bed, breakfast, and tiny winged bugs called flies.
You know, after you lose about 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 flies when you're learning, and they cost maybe $1.50 a piece. You can invest a lot of money in flies. It's just as easy to you know, tie some of your own. I just love to buy all of this fly tying material. I've got more than I'd ever use in my lifetime, you know.
You finding anything down there?
Afternoon finds them fishing the Bigwood River. For the most part, the Robertsons are both retired now. Frank from a career as an engineer and Jay from her position as president on the board of a nonprofit agency. At this season in their lives, fly fishing has become a favorite pastime pursuit. But in their working years, it sometimes served as a sort of refuge, a time of solitude to escape daily pressures and provide an undemanding sanctuary to sort out problems. And what better place to find solace than the beautiful rivers and streams of Idaho?
I think it's just a fabulous way to relax. When things were, you know, really popping at our favorite agency, this was my salvation. It really and truly was. I could come out here and fish and think things through, and it gives you it sort of recharges you. I guess that would be the thing that I would think would be, you know, great for women, as much as it is for men. I'm sure it's no different for men. You know, it's such an emotional sort of high to fish. It's almost like getting religion.